Hello everyone, and welcome to this week's Off-Road Update. Entering the first round of the 2025 Grand National Cross Country season, rains plagued the South Carolina area in the days leading up to the race, including Sunday morning before racing got underway. By the end of the day, at the inaugural round of the 50th season of GNCC, what we were left with were the most surprising results in GNCC history. As the XC1 class fired off the line for their first lap of 2025, it was the defending champion Johnny Gerard aboard his FMF Factory KTM No. 1, grabbing the whole shot ahead of the rest of the field. Following him was Rocky Mountain Red Bear Kawasaki Stu Baylor, Privateer Husqvarna mounted Lyndon Snodgrass, and Pro Yamaha's Liam Draper, and KTM teammate 2021 champion Ben Kelley. Roughly a minute behind the XC1 class leaving the starting line was the XC2 Pro Lights class on the second row for their own 3 hours of battle. Grabbing the whole shot was rookie Nick DeFeo aboard his Rocky Mountain Red Bear Kawasaki. Following him through the opening chicane came Precision Racing Husqvarna's Dominic Morse, defending champion Grant Davis aboard his Landers Racing KTM, Liqui Moly Factory Beta's Jack Walker, and Kawasaki teammate Josh Toth. Leading the way just a few miles into the race was the return of the 8-time national champion Caleb Russell aboard his new Pro Yamaha. Navigating the rough, rutted, treacherous course had riders searching for lines on every inch of the track. Flat Rock Motor Club Factory Gasgas's Jordan Ashburn followed in second with Snodgrass in third. Draper was fourth with Baylor rounding out the top five, the rest of the XC1 pack looking for hard bottom just to make it through even the simplest of sections. At the back of the XC1 pack was Kelley, who had buried his bike in a mud hole at the 2-mile mark. By the time he got going, XC2 leader DeFeo was right behind him, leading the way over the rest of the class. Toth would follow in second with Davis in third, having his own problems on a new line that had developed as a result of the thick, red Carolina mud. Jonathan Johnson on his Brian Easler Toyota-backed Honda would take advantage and move into fourth. Two miles later, it was the Pro Yamaha duo of Russell and Draper leading the way over Ashburn, with Snodgrass and Baylor in tow. The rest of the XC1 field were behind with Gerard, Ricky Russell, Ryder Lafferty, Craig DeLong, Thad Duvall, Josh Trang, and Mike Wachowski in tow. Kelley would continue to lead DeFeo around as he was on a mission to get back to the rest of the XC1 field. Toth, Davis, and Johnson were next, while brother and teammate Brody Johnson rounded out the top five. Jason Tino was sixth, followed by Jesse Ansley, Morse, Gus Riordan, and Cody Barnes rounding out the top 10. Just past the 9-mile mark, and it was Ashburn now into the number 1 position. The rain and mud had the fans leaning towards Ashburn for a round 1 victory. Behind Ashburn came Russell, Snodgrass, Baylor, and Gerard. The XC1 riders were breaking trail, while the XC2 riders were charging from row 2, knowing if they didn't come across any XC1 riders stuck in a line, they were good to go. Evidence of that was defending XC2 champion Grant Davis coming through the same section in 12th physically with the XC1 pack. DeFeo and Toth followed, with Kelley in between them and Davis. Just past the 11-mile mark, it was still Ashburn leading the way with Snodgrass in second and Gerard in third. Caleb Russell was fourth with Baylor in fifth. Ricky Russell, meanwhile, on his Enduro Engineering back Triumph, was not feeling so triumphant as he tried a new line that left him buried in a deep hole. After being stuck for nearly a minute, the Washington native was finally able to get going, although well off the pace. At the end of the first lap on adjusted time, it was Davis leading the way from XC2, with DeFeo in second, Toth in third, before XC1 leaders Snodgrass, Ashburn, and Gerard showed up on the leaderboard. Halfway through the second lap, it was Ashburn back out front, with Baylor moving all the way to second and Gerard in third. Following them through in fourth physically was new XC2 leader DeFeo, visibly obvious that on adjusted time he had nearly the entire minute on XC1 Eclipse, as he had the front 3 riders in sight at times on the track. Moving all the way to fifth physically after a bad start was Phoenix Racing Honda's Mike Wachowski. Draper had moved all the way to 6th physically, with lap 1 leader Snodgrass dropping all the way to 7th. Finally coming through in 8th and 2nd in XC2 was Davis, while Kelley had climbed all the way to 9th after being buried, while Caleb Russell rounded out the top 10 physically. The Big Buck course was wreaking havoc on man and machine, as constant goggle swaps were being made along with the aforementioned mud holes that were claiming riders left and right, rarely allowing for moments to relax on the 12-mile track. 5 miles into lap 3 and moving all the way to the physical lead was DeFeo. The rookie in only his 3rd XC2 Pro start had passed all the XC1 riders and was walking away from several past XC1 and XC2 champions. Ashburn was 2nd and leading XC1, with Toth coming through in 3rd physically and 2nd in XC2. Davis was next ahead of Baylor, with Snodgrass still in 3rd in XC1 on a private effort after being left without a ride at the end of the last season. Kelley had gotten all the way up to 4th in class ahead of Wachowski, with Riordan, Draper, Russell, DeLong, Strang, Barnes, and Ricky Russell close behind. At the end of lap 3 and during lap 4, the muddy conditions claimed a few of the favorites. Ricky Russell's Triumph let go out on course, while Racecraft Offroad Big Hometown KTM's Thad Duvall lost his rear shock, and Craig DeLong went out with issues of his own on his Rockstar Energy Husqvarna. Halfway through lap 4, and Baylor's Kawasaki let go as well, making that 4 contenders not finishing the first round. Defending champion Girard, meanwhile, had bike issues of his own that left him playing catch-up, and halfway through the white flag lap, left him physically a minute ahead of being lapped from the race leader DeFeo. Girard would finish 7th in class, but out of the overall points for the day. Unfortunately, Contender 5 would go out on the final lap, as Ashburn's Gas let go with the XC1 lead. DeFeo led the way over Toth, with Kelley taking the lead in XC1 at the misfortune of Ashburn, and 3rd physically on track. Riordan was next, with Snodgrass behind to round out the physical top 5. Putting in impressive rides at the road were Phoenix Honda's JoJo Cunningham and Precision Racing Husqvarna's Gavin Simon. The 2 riders from the 250A class battled back and forth all day long while also battling inside the top 10 on adjusted time. At the checkered flag, it was the rookie Nick DeFeo making history as the first non-XC1 rider to physically win a GNCC, and with it his first career XC2 and overall victory. The 2024 top amateur took the win 3.5 minutes over teammate Josh Toth, who was 2nd physically in XC2 and overall. 3rd physically through the line was XC1 winner Ben Kelley, with Gus Riordan coming through next, but on adjusted time would claim 3rd overall, thus an XC2 sweep of the overall podium for the day. Kelley would end up 4th overall, while Cunningham and Simon would battle to the line, taking the top 2 spots in 250A as well as the top amateur honors for the afternoon, finishing 5th and 6th overall for the day. 7th overall and 2nd in XC1 was privateer Snodgrass aboard his Palmer Motorsports backed Husqvarna, with Grant Davis finishing 4th in XC2 and 8th overall. 9th overall for the day was 5th in XC2 Cody Barnes, with Mike Wachowski rounding out the top 10 while also claiming 3rd in the XC1 class for the day. Thank you for watching, everyone. Round 2 of the 2025 Grand National Cross Country Series takes place next weekend in Palatka, Florida for the Wildboard GNCC. I'll see you guys there.